Așadar, varianta Delta a coronavirusului dă peste cap planurile tuturor națiunilor de pe planetă. În Statele Unite ale Americii, specialiștii se așteaptă ca până la jumătatea lui iulie această tulpină să devină dominantă pe continent. Președintele grupului de combatere a infecției cu coronavirus din zona Chicago, Illinois, Medicul Vishnu Chundi, ne-a dat un interviu în exclusivitate despre noua mutație. În opinia specialistului, singura protecție ne oferă imunizarea prin vaccinare, care însă nu ne ferește de contractarea virusului, ci de dezvoltarea unei forme grave a bolii.
This Delta variant originated in India. It was called B6.617, and it is 80% more efficient in transmission. So it will transmit much more easily. And the second thing it does is it's much more virulent. Virulent meaning when it infects somebody, it makes them sicker. Before, in the first wave of the pandemic, young people would get sick with a little cold and they would say, it's no big deal. Now, in the last month, when we started seeing the Delta variant, young people are coming in their 20s and 30s, pretty ill. Right now, I have 4 people in the hospital, 2 on what's called ECMO, where their lungs aren't functioning and we're keeping them off on a ventilator and we're breathing for them. And we're giving them oxygen through a machine that cleans their blood, which is next step is either death or transplant. So young people are getting this. And that's a very scary situation. And it presents more with diarrhea, and it presents with a lot of fever, shortness of breath, and they're getting sicker much faster. So this is going to take over the United States in the next few weeks. It's already in Chicago where I am. It's the most common variant now. Wherever we have good vaccination rates, we're not going to see that much illness. Like in Chicago and Illinois where I am at, our vaccination rates are over 50%. We hope to get it to around 70%. But in other areas of this country, there's as little as 30%. Those areas are going to have very big outbreaks. They're going to stress their hospital systems, much like what you saw in India.
Doctor, is there a new treatment for this kind of infection?
We've developed, there's new monoclonal antibodies that we have, which we give as soon as we detect that you're mildly ill. And they prevent you from getting really sick and going into the hospital. These are expensive. It requires an intravenous line, and we do that. The people who come into the hospital, there are therapies. We're much better at taking care of these patients, and our death rate has decreased significantly from the illness. This new variant is changing that because it's much more much more virulent. Like I said, it's causing problems where even when we're good at taking care of these patients, the patients still get sick. And if they end up on the ventilator, a third of them will die.
If we are fully vaccinated, then we are protected.
You are protected from death and getting into the hospital. You can get infected, but you won't get so sick that you'll end up in a hospital or end up on a ventilator. You'll have a cold-like illness. You may have diarrhea for a day, but you recover nicely. These vaccines don't prevent infection. They prevent you from getting sick.
You have 100 experts, you told me?
In infectious diseases in our group, yes. And we have 3 Romanian doctors. We have Dr. Daniel Stroop, we have Dana Weiss, and we have Rodica Dimitru. I hope Romania stays very safe. If you get good high vaccination rates, then I'll come visit Romania.